Still waters of oblivion. I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Net markers activated. Time for a good old counterattack.
Since when did Fixstrom Garden?
Everyone on the Sia shows interest.
Imagine if the Divination Commission could predict how likely a person is to commit crimes.
Stream forth the gleam of old blades.
A will forged in ice never falters!
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
It'll heal!
Net markers activated. Time for a good old counterattack.
Nap time.
Destined for oblivion.
I'm okay.
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Net markers activated. Time for a good old counterattack.
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Since when did Fixstrom Garden
Everyone on the set shows a trick.
haven of memories. Every touch, every moment is like a small rose.
Hey everyone! It's been a while.
Well, it doesn't feel like it's...
What's up, Miss Mark?
They say kids grow up really...
We've only...
A long time no see!
It's been a while.
Oh, you've come along too, Mr. Danhung. Sorry for the delay, with the upcoming war dance and the Starskiff Haven being so busy.
Seriously?
I was a bit...
Yep. There's people with the war dance coming up. The general said it's a way to showcase our... By the way, the Xianzhou Alliance... Yeah, I wonder if you... The Xianzhou Juming...
By the way, Yanqing.
I'm sorry.
It's funny how he tries to act all mature.
I agree.
All units, assemble quickly! Get ready to protect the crowd!
I just mentioned security, and now all of a sudden something's gone wrong. Excuse me.
We'll go...
Watch out for this.
Protect the civilians. I'll deal with him. Borison? Why are there Borison here?
Not good.
Will
This
forged in
is
ice.
now.
Never falters!
Net markers activated. Time for a good old counterattack.
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Not good. Thanks for the help.
Sorry, no time to chat.
Could you give me back my... Wait! My sword! I'm sorry.
forged in ice never falters!
Net markers activated. Time for a good old counterattack.
Again.
Is that all?
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
A will forged in ice never falters!
Net markers activated. Time for a good old counterattack.
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall. Nap time. Destined for oblivion. Still waters of oblivion.
Will forged in ice never falters!
Net markers activated. Time for a good old counterattack. Ready for another?
Nap time. Destined for oblivion. I weep for the departed. It too shall fall. Help, out of here. Still waters of oblivion. Help, earlier.
Just a little something. Think nothing of it.
Is that all?
Ready for another? Net markers activated. Time for a good old counterattack.
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall. Nap time. Destined for oblivion.
A will forged in ice never falters!
Net markers activated. Time for a good old counterattack.
Again. I weep for the departed. It too shall fall. Still waters of oblivion.
Is that all?
Nap time.
Ready for another? Net markers activated. Time for a good old counterattack.
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Will forged in ice never falters!
Net markers activated. Time for a good old counterattack.
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall. Destined for oblivion. How familiar.
Is that all?
Ready for another? Nap time.
Still waters of oblivion.
Just a little something. Think nothing of it.
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Net markers activated. Time for a good old counterattack.
Destined for oblivion. I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Will forged in ice never falters!
Net markers activated. Time for a good old counterattack.
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Nap time.
Destined for oblivion.
A will forged in ice never falters!
Net markers activated. Time for a good old counterattack.
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall. On the still waters of oblivion.
Ready for another? Net markers activated. Time for a good old counterattack.
Nap time. Destined for oblivion.
A will forged in ice never falters!
Net markers activated. Time for a good old counterattack.
Is that all?
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
I'm okay.
Still waters of oblivion.
Entangled! To my heart's content!
Net markers activated. Time for a good old counterattack.
Nap time. Destined for oblivion. I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
A will forged in ice never falters!
Net markers activated. Time for a good old counterattack. I'm okay.
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall. On the still waters of oblivion.
Nap time.
Destined for oblivion. I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Net markers activated. Time for a good old counterattack.
On the still waters of oblivion.
A will forged in ice never falters! Will forged in ice never falters!
Net markers activated. Time for a good old counterattack.
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Nap time.
Destined for oblivion.
Net markers activated. Time for a good old counterattack.
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Will forged in ice never falters!
Net markers activated. Time for a good old counterattack.
On the still waters of oblivion. I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
A will forged in ice never falters!
Net markers activated. Time for a good old counterattack.
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall. Again.
Nap time.
oblivion. Again, all will eventually rest.
A will forged in ice never falters!
Net markers activate. Time for a good old counterattack.
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall. On the still waters of oblivion.
Nap time.
Destined for oblivion. I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
A will forged in ice never falters!
Net markers activate. Time for a good old counterattack.
Again? I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Nap time.
Destined for oblivion. I weep for the departed. It too shall fall. All will eventually rest.
Will forged in ice never falters!
Net markers activate. Time for a good old counterattack.
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall. Still waters of oblivion. How familiar.
Nap time.
Destined for oblivion. I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Net markers activate. Time for a good old counterattack.
A will forged in ice never falters!
Ready for another?
On the still waters of oblivion.
A will forged in ice never falters!
Net markers activate. Time for a good old counterattack.
Nap time. Destined for oblivion. I weep for the departed. It too shall fall. storm.
A will forged in ice never falters!
Net markers activated. Time for a good old counterattack. Time to suffer.
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall. On the still waters of oblivion.
Time to suffer.
Nap time. Destined for oblivion.
A mere pawn.
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Time to suffer.
Is that all?
Net markers activated. Time for a good old counterattack. Time to suffer.
On the still waters of oblivion.
Time to suffer.
A will forged in ice never falters!
Time to suffer.
Nap time. Destined for oblivion. I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Time to suffer.
Suppress.
It'll heal!
Net markers activated. Time for a good old counterattack.
Component damage.
Time to suffer.
Wheel of Calm. By the 10 lords. On the still waters of oblivion. I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Over.
Stream forth, gleam of old blades.
Time to suffer.
A will forged in ice never falters!
Net markers activated. Time for a good old counterattack. A mere pawn.
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall. Nap time. Destined for oblivion.
A mere pawn.
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Time to suffer. Ready for another? Net markers activated. Time for a good old counterattack.
On the still waters of oblivion. I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
It's not over.
Stream forth, the gleam of old blades.
Time to suffer.
A will forged in ice never falters!
Net markers activated. Time for a good old counterattack.
How familiar. I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Nap time.
Destined for oblivion.
It'll heal.
Time to suffer.
A will forged in ice never falters!
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Net markers activated. Time for a good old counterattack.
On the still waters of oblivion.
It'll heal.
Time to suffer.
How familiar. I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
A mere pawn. Net markers activated. Time for a good old counterattack.
Nap time. Destined for oblivion.
A will forged in ice never falters!
Time to suffer.
It'll heal.
I'm okay.
On the still waters of oblivion.
Suppress.
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Over.
Horizon.
Time to suffer.
A will forged in ice never falters!
Net markers activated. Time for a good old counterattack.
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Nap time.
Destined for oblivion.
Time to suffer.
Merciful Medicus!
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall. On the still waters of oblivion.
A miracle!
Time to suffer.
A will forged in ice never falters!
Net markers activated. Time for a good old counterattack. Nap time.
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall. Destined for oblivion.
Time to suffer. Ready for another?
On the still waters of oblivion.
Time to suffer.
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Nap time.
Destined for oblivion.
Time to suffer. Ready for another? Net markers activated. Time for a good old counterattack.
A will forged in ice never falters!
In still waters of oblivion, I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Over.
Haven of memories. Every moment is like a thorned rose.
Tree remained dead for thousands of years. And it figured now's a good time.
Haven of memories. Every touch, every moment is like a thorned rose.
Who's in charge here?
It's my fault.
With the war dance, according to the protocol.
Please don't blame me.
Who are you?
I'm Liu Jun. Here's what happened.
So, an IP...
Honestly, it gives me a head. You know, with all the...
We'll make sure these prisoners...
I see. Maybe I should gather...
Oh, you look much...
Please, don't tease me.
What are those people?
Those werewolf monsters are known as... The Borisin have been a powerful... Their presence is fake...
According to that...
Yeah. Well, enough with the chit... I'd love to chit-chat. Thank you, but it's... By the way, that young lady...
I doubt she did. Perhaps she...
All right, let's not keep...
Don't worry.
There sure are...
How time flies.
It's been a long journey, Elder Wyatt. Thank you for your...
General, I brought our guests from the Express.
Don't worry, you're just in time. It's been a while, my... All is well when you have friends coming from afar. Allow me to introduce you to General Huayan. He's the Arbiter General of the Cien...
No need to be so formal. I'm just a Tory.
Elder Huayan is not only...
Be it Arbiter General or Furnace Master, these are merely titles given to me long ago. I've retired several times already, but with the current change in circumstances, well, in the end, I'm to blame. Living such a long life naturally.
It's an honor to meet you,
General.
It's my honor to meet you, General Huayan.
No need to be all formal. Today. So, these three are the ones you mentioned, Jingyuin? The heroes who helped you with the Ambrose?
Indeed. There's Don Hung, March 7th, and her. Without their help, I'm afraid the law...
So, the Imbibitor Lune's reincarnation has returned to the Lawfu and will attend the war dance.
You're more than welcome.
And this young friend is?
Yanqing, my apprentice. He remains by my side as my retainer due to his youth, which I hope will season him with experience. He will stand for the Lawfu's Cloud Knights in the upcoming war dance.
Great, great! It's a real treat to see so many talented young people around here today. Oh, I almost forgot. This is my apprentice, Yoon Lee.
It's you!
Oh, it's you?
Oh.
What a coincidence!
Oh?
She helped me capture...
You're flying so...
Yes, it is.
Nope.
Won't do?
As for this, by the way, if I...
Hold on a second. What did you just say?
If you just stepped up, with all due respect...
Hasn't anyone told you that...
Yanqing.
Hey!
It's a small misunderstanding. Well, everyone, I'll find another chance to talk with you all.
That's so kind of you. I mean, you've already...
Please forgive me for coming.
You needn't apologize.
All right, Yoon Lee.
Yeah.
Yanqing, see if you can calm down.
I'm on it. This is the report, Ching. Looks like the general has given me a... Well, it's not it's just, you know... well, let's...
It is the Lawfu's honor to have you in attendance at the war dance. Yet, the fact that a simple martial arts ceremony has attracted esteemed generals from the Zhu...
You're overthinking it, Jingyuin. However, I have no clue what the Yaoqing Arbiter General has in mind. Do you remember when you accepted this position? I told you that an Arbiter General's battlefield goes beyond the physical one. You'll need to lead and manage everything on the Xianzhou. So many years have passed, and you've done well. However, longevity for the Xianzhou. The Marshal knows everything that is... She has come... Speaking of which, why hasn't she...
That's not true, General Huayan. She's been here a while, but I'm sure you've heard of her unbridled nature.
As soon as she disembarked from the stars...
You must be the messengers from the Xianzhou Yaoqing, I assume.
We are Jiaoqiu and Moza, retainers of the Merlin's Claw. It's an honor to meet you in person, Arbiter Generals.
Now this is interesting. A guest who doesn't come to visit but sends a message.
Master heard about it.
A spectacular view? Ha! Did you hear that, Jingyuin? This person is being
Please do not misunderstand me, General. Once she's finished with admiring the scenery, she'll personally come and...
Drat, I forgot to... No need to bother. By the way, I don't know if it's just me, but the general seemed a little... reserved? Could it be because of Elder Huayan's visit?
Reserved?
Maybe I'm just overthinking.
No, you're not.
That's right.
Oh, that's...
What's so unusual? hold him accountable.
Donshu's rebellion and
The ambrosial art.
Yes. Once the spark of suspicion is... The general must have had that...
I was so... By the way,
an alchemy...
Thanks to your words, the general is a...
Come on. Don't... did I say something wrong? Again?
Miss March is right. Still, I'll...
He looks like he has
this is...
no worries. Hey, who's...
Well, since you're willing...
Can I really reason with you Xianzhou people? I think I get it now.
But I am trying. That toxic voice sounds familiar. Haven't I heard it before in Arum Alley?
You know what? This isn't my first, but straight up snatching. I'm hearing you loud. Keep detaining my cargo. Don't think you can staying on the Xianzhou.
Aren't you the guest from the Astral
They're in trouble? No.
Looks like you've met this IPC. I was sent here to deal with...
And this is Mr.
So, you're...
Like I wanted to come.
What do you mean by snack?
Why did you bring the car?
Listen here.
Even if there are dangers.
But you'll have...
I understand.
In most cases, we don't.
Biological...
I'm afraid we'll need to wait.
The Alliance's regulation...
Oh, really?
This Mr. Scott... I heard how you helped Aramat...
What are you guys whispering about over...
As I recall, this guy won't listen to reason and can only be persuaded with intimidation.
Speaking of regulations, we have our own laws and regulations, too. According to Article 4...
All right. We understand your position, but...
Even if we set aside the secrecy of intellectual property...
All right. We understand your position, but...
Besides, the cargo on this transport vessel belongs to the Intelligentsia Guild. If you want to inspect the cargo, shouldn't you at least call in a...
I'm pretty tight with Dr. Ratio from the Intelligentsia Guild.
What's all this nonsense? Even if you were married to him, we both need to follow the regulations.
Everyone has their own set of rules. Now that you...
Yeah, I get it. I know I'm on the Xianzhou, but if I violate... Well, you guys sure know how... Fine. I'll allow you to do the security inspection. It's just that, I need some time to sort things out. This is a big deal.
So, Mr.
Well, IPC...
Yeah, you've got some insight.
Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Lingsha.
Could she be?
Yeah, she's the new Cauldron Master assigned...
I received a report from the Artisanship Commission about cargo containing samples of unknown organisms. It said they needed help from the Alchemy Commission. I had nothing better to do. It's fine, Mr. Scott. If you really don't want your cargo to be inspected...
It doesn't matter.
Why are you being so nice all of a sudden?
Yeah, sure. Why should I object? Not only this sample, but all the goods on the transport ship are yours to keep. Like I said...
Wait a minute!
Well, that's more... Our ship will leave in a few days.
Your ship can leave whenever... According to the import, since we can't determine if... Normally, it'll only take around...
Only?
Why so surprised? You're still young.
Ha! Typical of a long-life species. Your words are dripping with sarcasm. While you may not care...
Sure thing, Mr. Scott. You seem pretty confident that your career and life will last long enough to witness this victory unfold.
Step aside, guys. Let them do the inspection. Come on, we're already in enough trouble. Just let them do the security inspection. And if needed, I can always grovel before the Intelligentsia Guild later. I'm just using my head for... Well, honestly, at least...
But you're still as annoying as...
This lady... Is this the IPC product?
Listen up. Any damages caused by inspections will be filed with the IPC!
Turn it off! Oh, how unexpected. That was a surprise.
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Net markers activated. Time for a good old counterattack.
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Were you seriously planning to leave this stuff unchecked at the dock for days? That's way too dangerous.
I had no idea about it! You must have accidentally triggered the cargo's defense program!
I don't think trying to shift the blame is a wise choice.
But seriously, I don't know why that thing suddenly started moving!
Enough. Miss Shikwe, please escort our IPC guest to the...
I'm on it. Please follow.
Our preliminary inspection shows that there is indeed hidden biological tissues inside, just like the craftsman feared. I can't even tell if it's ingenium or biological in nature.
The core of this device is what they call wetware.
I'll take some samples for...
Why would the Intelligentsia Guild use such unethical technology?
Whatever the reason is, it's probably why the Borisin attacked. No wonder the IPC were trying to obstruct our inspection. I'll contact the 10... According to our rules, all prisoners and weapons involving dangerous... As for you, Mr. Kraft... I had a feeling that the IPC...
I should thank you for saving my... I thought the General's retainers were all... Yeah, exact. As for you... It's still early. I'd be... And you three are coming too.
I'm here to pay my respects.
News is spreading pretty fast.
All these years, the tides come and go.
You're a Lofu native?
Yes. It's...
The view here would...
Oh, really?
Even if it's impressive...
Well, in my humble opinion. My bad. Well, since...
What would you like to discuss?
I was lucky enough... Honestly, the alchemy...
Well, the Vidyadhara and the Alchemy
I may not know about...
I see. While the Lux Arrow from the Rainbow possesses unparalleled power to sever the ambrosial arbor, just like how the Cloud Knights can eliminate our Xianzhou Forbit 30 years ago, my mentor served as alchemist. Unfortunately, even though she was skilled in the art of healing, she didn't understand the human heart or how to eliminate the sickness lurking within. And guess who arbitrated?
What?
You heard it right. Alas, don't worry about it. I understand that when someone holds a position of power, they may sometimes have to make tough decisions. I won't hold any personal grudges against him. Besides, at our age, holding...
Lingsha, you're back!
Yunli! Why aren't you with your grandpa? What brings you to the Alchemy Commission? Well, let me...
What? You! You stole my sword!
I see. Let's...
What? Of course not.
Grandpa, now that I see you again...
Do you really expect me...
Just look, you know the Cloud Knight saying.
Fine! You don't have...
But which general...
Between these two...
It is my first day at the...
Well, since...
I didn't mean it in that I've received reports that the...
Clearing...
It's the Cloud Knight's duty...
Oh, you think it's so hard for me? Ever since the disciple... If you want a contest...
It's for your...
That's really thoughtful.
Oh. Let me say it again. Be careful when you draw your sword. Can we... Let me say it again.
Strike apart!
Next time. Still waters of oblivion. I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
I didn't expect someone who can't even hold on to a sword to actually have some skill.
Blade and flight!
And to earth!
Again?
I'm okay.
Strike apart!
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall. Destined for oblivion.
Blade and flight! Swords descend!
Through clouds!
Now time. Still waters of oblivion. I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
It'll heal. A will forged in ice never falters!
Strike apart!
And to earth!
I win, Miss Yunli! Why don't you just give me... Consider yourself...
All you did was... If you think you could...
Well fought, my young friends. However, both of you have shortcomings. One of you focuses on dodging and weaving, while the other relies on brute strength, trying to take down
Who are you?
Me? I'm just a patient seeking medicine from the Alchemy Commission. A passerby, if you will. I thought I'd see my fill of impressive fights during the war dance. Yet here I am, able to witness a remarkable fight at the Alchemy Commission, of all places. Well, the Lawfu is never short of surprises. However, I have a small suggestion for you. Why don't you settle this dispute fair and square in the war dances ring? That way, you can resolve your differences with a proper duel and put your grudges behind you.
Grudges? No, not at all. Yunli and I, we were just sparring.
Sparring? You summoned your flying swords and she swung her sword with full strength. No grudges between you. I don't believe it.
Aha! What brings you here, Lady Fei Xiao? Have you finished your health consultation with the Dragon Lady?
The Merlin's Claw of the Xianzhou.
Looks like I'm quite famous on the Xianzhou Lawfu, too.
Of course. Everyone.
Vanquishing General. Isn't that title a bit too narcissistic? Ooh, I heard there's a dozing general on the Lawfu, so I came up with a humble nickname for myself. The Lacking General. Lacking in worries, regrets, and sounds much better, right?
Yeah. Now that the sparring session is over, Yanqing and Yunli, shouldn't you politely thank General Fei Xiao for her guidance and...
Here's your sword.
This is how she apologizes? Now that I finally got my sword back, I should report to the Seat of Divine Foresight. I'll take my leave, General Fish. Oh, by the way, Miss Linksha, if you've got some free time, I'd like to invite you to the Seat of Divine Foresight for a chat with General Jingyuan. I think there's more to the...
Thanks for stepping in, General Fei Xiao. Otherwise, I'd have had to knock them out with my
Not at all. Just doing what you asked.
Sorry, but even a general needs to pay their bills. We don't do credit here. And let's not forget, you'd have been waiting decades for a chance to see...
Well, you can always send the bill to the Seat of Divine Foresight and say it's for mentoring those kids. After all, it was quite the effort splitting them up. I nearly had to get tough. Now, if you... Back already? You've met with Jingyuan and wandered around for a few hours. So, what do you think?
It appears that the Divine Foresight is using this war dance as a show of strength to convince everyone that the Lawfu is prospering after the Ambrosial Arbor crisis.
But... I know you're going to say but, right?
But... the influx of people attending the war dance is like a breeding ground for disorder and rumors. One wrong move, and the Lawfu could be in a world of chaos.
The Cloud Knights on the streets remain vigilant, so at the very least, General Jingyuan is aware of this. As for other matters, I'm unable to say.
I'd prefer to be excused from future meetings with generals. I'm just a military healer. And now all of a sudden I'm thrust onto the center stage having...
My work doesn't lend itself to...
Just stop whining. At least you're in one piece. Before getting in touch with General Jingyuan, I wanted to put aside my assumptions and see his momentum. That includes the overall bearing of the Cloud Knights.
The might of an army dwells not within its pawns, but within the force of its...
A perfectly clear statement turned confusing, thanks to your translation. You've made me lose where I was now.
Are you treating General Jingyuan as your enemy?
The longest-serving general of the Xianzhou Lawfu. Do you think he'd have only a few?
By the way, General, you met the healer lady, yes?
Well, the healer lady couldn't do anything about my condition. She just...
So not even the famed healer lady could help? Don't worry. I'll fulfill my promise, and...
Well, life and death, Zhao Cho. It's all predetermined. Upon starting my military career, I made a pledge as long as I can fulfill that deep-seated desire. You asked if I viewed General Jing Yuan as my enemy. No. My real...
Enjoy some tasty food.
Jeez.
You guys figure it out for yourselves. I'm due to catch up with an old war friend. I've not...
Hey! I mean, when you...
Mine.
You think so too, right?
I agree.
I was... Thanks for the kind words. I've had my fair share...
Don't underestimate yourself.
I see.
I bet it's about how to...
I really don't want to...
Earlier at the Palace of Astral, I introduced these guests from the Astral Express to you, Elder Huayan. But with all the people around, we only exchanged pleasantries. Now, these three braved
Well, I skimmed, but despite all that, I believe in you. Since you joined the ranks, over the years you've served, there are fools who doubt. But I've seen enough failure.
So, General Fei Xiao of the Yao Qing is the only...
No.
This old man's words.
The Marshal ordered me to... The Marshal as well...
Thanks for your kindness.
By introducing the... As for the Ambrose... Oh, by the way... Yes, it's this... There will be numerous... The host will dispatch...
What's this?
This sword case is in... I don't mean to boast. I've been wondering... Moreover...
Thank you for your...
If you want to give me a...
I know you're all about... Yeah. And even the outcome of our duel at the...
That's exactly what I... Not to be rude or...
While you both seem caught, we don't know who the win...
How does that make...
In my humble opinion, I'd be greatly pleased...
Well, Elder Huayan's idea is quite interesting. Imparting swordplay skills requires teamwork, and both the winner and the loser will learn a valuable lesson.
I noticed just now.
Wait, are you why am I being dragged?
Things are already complicated.
He strikes less for Miss March.
I appreciate your kind... Oh, plus... That's considerate of you.
Looks like March is curious.
So, Miss Yun...
General?
Yang Qing.
I see, General.
Now that Yang Qing has...
It's up.
At least that way, I wanna...
Hey, I'm on board.
Great. Start it. Yun Li and I will head out.
You're... General Huayan's gone. Wait. I think we...
Yeah.
Because... But from his point of view, since the crew's actions, and he wants to see it...
Elder Huayan is... My apologies. Truth be told, I invited all of you to the ceremony because, in the coming weeks, I'll also invite all of you to a meeting with General Fei Xiao, where you may need to answer her questions and clear up any doubts she might have.
Don't worry, General.
Thank...
General, I know there isn't much I can do to share your burden.
Hmm?
As the Lawfu Ringmaster, I won't let anyone defeat.
The illustrious Merlin's Claw waiting for me? And for so long, too.
It's been 30 years since we last saw each other, right?
Yes. Back then, you were the vanguard of the Yao Qing's Verdant Knights, and I was a pilot of the Law Fu's Rainbow Orbit Fleet. Who would have thought? Well, I wouldn't say I haven't seen you in 30 years. That healer with the odd
Jiao Cho. Given my back,
I'm relieved to know that as your friend.
The Arbor's rebirth although, as you know, the Lawfu Preceptor has it is for these reasons. Well, duty calls.
I understand. The Law Fu has enjoyed, unfortunately.
That's true.
Hule.
The nemesis of the Fox.
Usually, only
the Foxians in the Alliance. Given the situation, that's why I was sent here. Well, not everything.
Tell me more.
The Verdant Knights followed the... However, someone...
Our people?
No, neither. Stream 4.
Storms on the horizon.
Stream 4. Gleam of old blades.
A will forged in ice never falters!
Net markers activate. Time for a good old counterattack.
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
That's better. Net markers activate. Time for a good old counterattack.
A will forged in ice never falters!
Net markers activate. Time for a good old counterattack.
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall. Destined for oblivion.
Nap time.
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
that all?
Just a little something. Think nothing of it.
Still waters of oblivion. I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Ready for another? Now time.
Destined for oblivion. Familiar.
Not good.
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall. I weep for the departed. It too shall fall. Still waters of oblivion.
It'll heal.
Stream forth, gleam of old glades. Again. I weep for the departed. It too shall fall. It too shall fall.
I'm okay. Now time.
Destined for oblivion.
Net markers activate. Time for a good old counterattack.
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall. I weep for the departed. It too shall fall. Familiar.
Ready for another?
Still waters of oblivion. I weep for the departed. Stream forth, gleam of old blades. Destined for oblivion. I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
A will forged in ice never falters!
Net markers activated. Time for a good old counterattack.
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall. It too shall fall. Storms on the horizon.
I'm with you.
Stream forth, gleam of old blades.
Is that all?
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall. I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Is that all?
Destined for oblivion. I weep for the departed. It too shall fall. I weep for the departed. It too shall fall. Another blood debt repaid. Haven of memories. Every touch, every moment is like a thorned rose. Yeah.